Hello, my name's Julie Hebert, and I'm here to go over the benefits for Energy Edge Consulting for the year beginning June 1st, 2026. Energy Edge is going to continue the medical coverage with Blue Cross Blue Shield and continue to offer three different plans to meet your needs. And then the dental, vision, life insurance, and long-term disability will move back to Lincoln effective June 1st, 2026. So we'll go over some of those benefits as well. So there's three different plans that are available through Blue Cross Blue Shield. Two of them are PPO plans and one is an HMO plan. So if you're on the HMO plan, you're required to select a primary care physician. They're going to direct your care and keep you in the network. And you're also in a different network. So you're in the Blue Advantage network. And just be aware there are some great hospitals in there, but you cannot go to places like Houston Methodist or MD Anderson in the HMO network. So if that's something that's important to you, then you want to select the PPO plan. If you don't mind having a primary care physician and staying in that smaller network, it's definitely a more affordable option. We can talk about that in a second. So you'll see here the first plan is the PPO plan with a $3,000 deductible, and then there's the HMO plan with a $3,500 deductible. These plans are very similarly set up. The biggest differences are this Blue Choice Network versus Blue Advantage. You don't have to have a primary care physician here. Where here, yes, you do. A referral is required. It's not on the PPO. So those are big differences to keep in mind. The calendar year deductible on the PPO plan is $3,000. On the HMO plan, it's $3,500. On both of those plans, once you've met the deductible, you're going to pay 20%. Blue Cross is going to pay 80%. The maximum out of pocket on the PPO plan is $8,150, and on the HMO plan is $8,750. The primary care physician copay is $35 on the PPO and it's $40 on the HMO. To go see a specialist is $70 on the PPO and $80 on the HMO. Preventative care is covered at 100% on all three plans with no out-of-pocket cost. One great option on both of these plans for the PPO and the HMO is that blood work and x-rays are completed at no charge to you. So even it doesn't matter where you're having them done or what the cause or the needs, doesn't have to be preventive. That's all going to be covered with your doctor's copay, and you won't have any additional charge. Now, things like imaging, CAT scans, PET scans, MRIs, any kind of outpatient or inpatient hospital visit are all going to be subject to that deductible of $3,000 or $3,500. Then you're going to pay it 20% till you reach that maximum out of pocket. Emergency room visits on both of these plans are going to have a $500 copay, plus you will be subject to your deductible and coinsurance. They're trying to steer you away from emergency room visits unless it's a true emergency. If you go in and you say, oh God, I'm just in terrible pain, I don't know what's going on, maybe you're having an appendicitis attack and they admit you to the hospital, that $500 fee would be waived. But if you just go in, they give you some medicine, send you home, that $500 is still going to stick there. Do encourage you to use urgent care whenever you can. You can go to an urgent care for $75 on either of these plans. I encourage you to find an urgent care and emergency room that are in your network and available to you so that when you need them, you don't have to stop and try to figure out the best place to go. Kind of do that beforehand and know where to go. Prescription drug plans on both of these are the same. So it's a zero copay for a preferred generic, $10 for a non-preferred generic, $50 for a preferred brand name, and $100 for a non-preferred brand name. And then these are specialty medication costs. So those are the same on the PPO and the HMO plan. You can see here the HMO plan is completely free to anyone that wants to take it on the Energy Edge plan. So that's a great benefit, really nice coverage that they're providing for you. If you say, you know what, it's worth it to me to pay a little bit more to be able to go where I want, then that option is available to you. If you say, you know, I really just want a plan that's going to give me major medical coverage and I don't have a lot of out-of-pocket cost, maybe you want to look at this HSA plan. It is a PPO plan and it is in the Blue Choice Network. You will pay out of pocket your first $5,000 for everything that you spend medically related, prescriptions, doctor visits, everything. You'll pay the Blue Cross Blue Shield agreed upon amount. But then once you've spent $5,000, everything's covered at 100%. So for some folks that have a lot of medical expenses, maybe this is a way to go. Or folks that say, you know what, I'm young, I hardly ever go to the doctor except to get my annual physical, which is covered at 100% anyway, then maybe this is an option for you to consider. Here's information on how to find providers and doctors and hospitals in the Blue Cross Blue Shield network. So I encourage you to use that tool. Also encourage you to use a preferred pharmacy whenever you can, a Walgreens, HEB, Walmart. Access Health is a lot of local pharmacies. CVS is not an in-network provider for Blue Cross. You can also go to use MD Live. This is included in your benefits. Here's information on how to get signed up for that. Preventative care is covered at 100% on all three plans. So I encourage you to, go and get your well visits, get your mammograms, get your pap smears, get all those things taken care of. Make sure that your kids are getting everything that they need in terms of wellness, and all that's covered at 100%. So the health savings account can be coupled with that HSA plan. So the middle plan right here, if you're on this plan in the middle, then you can also add a personal health savings account through your local bank, and you can save up to $4,400 per person or $8,750 per family. If you're over 55, you can make an additional $1,000 catch-up contribution, and you can use this to pay your out-of-pocket expenses. So the dental plan is going back to Lincoln, as I mentioned before. So it's the same coverage, and this is how to find a in-network provider. You're definitely going to get better benefits there if you can go in-network. You go get your teeth cleaned twice a year. You can get basic x-rays done. If you have children on the plan, they can get their sealants and fluoride covered at 100%. And then if you're there and they say, oh, looks like Julie, you have a little cavity, then you're going to have a $50 deductible per person. And then they're going to cover that cavity at 80%. You're going to pay 20%. If it's something like a major crown or a denture, then it's going to be a 50-50 arrangement. If you have children on the plan, they can take advantage of orthodontia benefits up to age 19. It's a $1,500 lifetime maximum on the orthodontia. And the annual benefit for anyone on the plan is $1,500. Vision is also going back to Lincoln, and so you're going to want to find a provider in the Lincoln Vision Connect network, and so there's information on how to do that. Go and get your eyes checked for $10, and then they're going to give you $130 towards your frames, and you have a $25 copay for your lenses. If you say, you know what, I just want to get contacts, you could do that for $125. They'll give you an allowance for that, and it's going to be one or the other. They will not give you contacts and glasses both in the same year. Energy Edge very generously provides employees with a $50,000 life insurance policy. So there's information on that through Lincoln. And they also provided 100% coverage, no cost to you, a long-term disability plan. And so that will cover and replace up to 60% of your salary, up to $10,000 a month. And this is after 90 days of being disabled. And that will pay all the way until regular Social Security retirement age. So that's a great benefit. This is your open enrollment time. So from now until the end of May, you can make changes just because you want to. If after that point, after June 1st, you need to make a change, it would have to be because you had something in a life event, like you got married, you had a baby, maybe your spouse was previously covered with an employer and they lost their job. Those would all be reasons for you to make changes to your coverage. And we just need to know within 30 days. This is just some more kind of required language in here. We do use the EASE online enrollment system, so I'll be sending that out. Also, this is information on Blue Access for members, and if you haven't already accessed that, I encourage you to do so. Lots of information there. And then I also included some handouts on how to find a provider in the dental and in the vision network, since that's changed again back to Lincoln. So hopefully this was helpful. If I can ever be a resource to you, please feel free to reach out, and I'm always here to help. Thank you so much.